Coming up on the Mississippi Minuteman, we'll take a look at the 155th Armored Brigade Combat Team's annual training at Camp Shelby. The second of the 185th Airfield Operations Battalion trains for state active duty missions, and Magnolia Guard children get a taste of military life during Kids AT. All this and more next. You're watching the Mississippi Minuteman. Hi, I'm Army Sergeant Lacey Hunt. The 155th Armored Brigade Combat Team completed annual training at Camp Shelby in August. Highlighting the unit's operations was a combined arms live fire exercise. Sergeant Michael Needham was there and begins our team coverage.
Warfighters comprised of the 155th Armored Brigade Combat Team hosted a combined arms live fire exercise here at Camp Shelby's Joint Force Training Center. This event shows that the Mississippi National Guard has the capability of simultaneously acquiring and firing at multiple targets.
When you conduct a combined arms live fire rehearsal, it's bringing all those forces to bear that you train at all summer long and bringing your live fire with your maneuver forces all together and then synchronizing all the combat enabling platforms that the brigade has to be able to mass the brigade with this live fire proficiency.
This combined arms live fire exercise is the highlight of the Tupelo-based 155th Armored Brigade Combat Team's warfighter exercise. This event for the Mississippi National Guard was the first of its size in over a decade. Reporting for the Mississippi Minuteman, I'm Army Sergeant Michael Needham. Back to you, Sergeant Hunt.
In addition to the CALFEX, a special team of soldiers from the 155th Special Troops Battalion take to the skies for unmanned aerial vehicle training. Specialist Jordan Davis visits Dixie Thunder's UAV team.
Unmanned aircraft vehicles may not have pilots, but there are soldiers who have the special task of maintaining and controlling the plane. Camp Shelby's Joint Forces Training Center served as a practice area on July 25, 2014, for soldiers from the 155th BSTB Detachment 1 Alpha Company to test a few tactical unmanned aircraft systems, also known as a TUAS. The BSTB currently owns 3 RQ-B7 Shadow 200 systems, which can reach speeds of up to 110 knots. The TUAS serves as reconnaissance, scopes out landscapes, and also has radio capabilities. For the 155th Armored Brigade Combat Team, I'm Specialist Jordan Davis.
South Haven's 2nd of the 185th Airfield Operations Battalion trains for future state active duty missions at Camp Shelby. Sergeant Tim Morgan reveals how the unit is preparing for possible hurricanes and floods impacting the Magnolia State.
Their job as air traffic controllers is to direct aircraft into and out of landing zones while deployed overseas or here at home.
Bring the aircraft in safely, load the supplies, and get them out safely. So it doesn't have to be an airfield. We're military and we can set up in any landing zone that's cleared for the aircraft being brought into land.
During this year's annual training at Shelby, soldiers use unparalleled equipment to direct aircraft during a simulated exercise.
All right, this is the MOTS system, the mobile tower system. Pretty much what it is a mobile tower system. We're able to go anywhere and be set up and ready to go within 20 minutes.
The AN-MSQ-135 is a mobile tower system that facilitates communication between aircraft and its controllers on the ground.
As air traffic controllers, tower controllers, we have 3 positions that are primary. We have our local position, our flight data position, and our ground position. This is where our air traffic controllers actually operate.
In case difficult terrain prevents the MOT system from setting up, the battalion can send in a more tactical asset for directing air traffic within a 40-mile range.
Here, it's more like a air traffic control tower. We get visual sight, or we know our traffic patterns that they're flying in, and we put them in a traffic pattern, and we give them clearance to land. What we have here, this is what we use to control and talk on all of our radios. This is a remote set control, and this can actually be remoted out about 1,000 meters using fiber optic cable.
The tactical terminal control system can be set up by 4 soldiers and operated by only 2. The 2nd of the 185th also has the capability to direct aircraft much further out before they reach their local airspace. Specialist Sachs explains the purpose of the Tactical Airspace Integration System and how it differs from the TTCS.
We're the broader spectrum of it. We're the much larger airspace. We'd control a whole city while they would be at one airfield.
It's just a great opportunity or capability for the Governor of Mississippi and the Adjutant General.
Reporting from the Mississippi Minuteman, I'm Army Sergeant Tim Morgan.
Mississippi National Guard, Air Force Reserve, and active duty personnel team up during a joint exercise at Keesler Air Force Base in July. Tech Sergeant Ed Staten tells us more about Operation Magnolia Medical En Route Care.
Combined forces from the Mississippi National Guard and Mississippi-based Air Force Reserve and active duty forces recently showcased joint and total force training opportunities during Operation Magnolia Medical En Route Care. The exercise held at the Gulfport CRTC and Keesler Air Force Base provided cost-effective training as hurricane hunters, loadmasters, and air evacuation crews were able to train at the same time while on board a C-130.
Got to know what the other person's job is, because I may not be able to get down there to tell you to get me propofol.
The Joint Force training concept was also a major part of the exercise as the Mississippi Air National Guard's 172nd Airlift Wing Aeromedical Evacuation crews trained with Keesler Air Force Base's 81st Medical Group CCAT team.
Great opportunity because we really bring the total strength of our total force partners. We've got line and medical folks working together. We've got active duty, reserve component, and Air National Guard from my home state of Mississippi. It makes me very proud to see how we all work together.
Additional benefits are also associated with these joint partnerships.
Back here to Mississippi and being able to practice with those same folks that we're deployed with, I think really makes us much more prepared to respond to something, heaven forbid, that would happen stateside, some type of natural disaster.
Reporting for the Mississippi Minuteman, I'm Technical Sergeant Ed Staten.
The U.S. Air Force's General Darren McDuff visits Flowood and Meridian Air National Guardsmen in August. The Air Force Mobility Command Commander visited airmen at the 172nd Airlift Wing and the 186th Air Refueling Wing. While in Mississippi, he was able to view firsthand Magnolia Air operations and meet with Mississippi National Guard leaders. General McDuff expressed his interest and support to the many airmen he met during his tour.
I say us. You stood with us as we kind of took you through a bit of turbulence. Okay, 5 aircraft in 5 years is a lot of turbulence, but you hung in there, and now the payoff's here. So I appreciate it, I really do.
Jackson's 41st Army Band brings musical excitement to the Gulf Coast in August. Our Sergeant First Class, Sgt Robertson, is a former member of the 41st and followed the unit as they entertained thousands during their 2014 annual training.
When you think of annual training, most guardsmen think about a trip to the field at hot and humid Camp Shelby, Mississippi. But the 41st Army Band uses their 2014 training time at Keesler Air Force Base to enhance their skills and promote the Mississippi National Guard. A large part of their mission capabilities depends on MPTs.
The MPTs are our music performance teams. By using those teams, we can do a wide variety of missions, whether it be ceremonies, whether it be performances, rock concerts, pretty much anything that you see happening in the contemporary world is something that the Army can replicate and provide a service for other people.
Today's Military Appreciation 4th of July Independence Day event at Temple Baptist Church in Hattiesburg gave the 41st an opportunity to perform for a crowd of about 6,000.
It's a job that we've done continually through many different years. It's always a really great one because a lot of people will come out and will enjoy the fireworks. And of course, nothing says 4th of July like a military band playing the fireworks.
The 41st will perform 8 concerts during this year's annual training. Reporting for the Mississippi Minuteman, I'm Sergeant First Class Sgt Robertson.
In other news, Mississippi National Guard children experienced military life this summer at Camp Shelby. Sergeant First Class Bill Valentine reports.
Summertime for many kids around the country means summer camp. It's a time for making new friends, archery lessons, and afternoons at the pool. At Camp Shelby, Mississippi, National Guard families carry on this tradition, but with a twist. It's called Kids AT, and it's a fun way for 9 to 12-year-old boys and girls to get a small taste of their National Guard family members' annual training camp.
You have some here whose parents have been deployed, who are deploying, but after experiencing Kids AT, they have a tidbit of the experience of the actual training that their parents or grandparents actually go through.
Air National Guard Technical Sergeant Nick White has attended Kids AT for over 20 years now, starting back from when his parents first enrolled him at age 8. And he's not alone. Many former Kids AT counselors keep coming back to share their experiences with new generations of campers.
My first experience, I was kind of homesick, and I kind of grew, and I kind of liked the military more each day. And now I just like to see the kids grow up like I grew up here, and hopefully, their kids will come, my kids will come, and we all, have fun Kids AT.
The veteran counselors serve up a healthy dose of discipline and values, but at the end of the day, it's all about making new friends and having fun. Reporting from Camp Shelby, Mississippi, I'm Army Sergeant Bill Valentine.
Miss Mississippi, Jasmine Marie, visits soldiers and airmen at Jackson's Joint Force Headquarters in August. Her purpose was to learn more about the Guard's mission in Mississippi and in duty assignments overseas. During her visit, she met with Major General Augustus L. Collins, the Adjutant General of Mississippi, and took time to thank soldiers and airmen for their service in uniform. Members of the 858th Engineer Company returned home in early July from service in Afghanistan. Approximately 150 soldiers arrived at the Tupelo Regional Airport on July 3rd. Friends, family, and supporters waited late into the night to greet them. The engineers conducted retrograde operations and base closures in Afghanistan. They also removed approximately 450 living quarters at Bagram Airfield within Regional Command East. That's all for the summer 2014 edition of the Mississippi Minuteman. For more Guard news, visit us on Facebook and Twitter.